Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I'm on leadchess.org and I'm going to play a 5-2 game against Burchak. Alright, let's try d4. Alright. I usually play knight f3. Let's welcome a Nimzo Indian. Or a Queen's Gambit declined. One of the few times I'm open for bishop b4. I was going to play queen c2, but okay. Queen's Gambit declined. We have now. Let's get an e3. And what next? Rook c1. I could capture. I'd like to first see b6 before I capture, though. Let's play knight f3. So, I'm ruling out now any possibility for a central pawn break. Alright. Maybe now I capture. Yeah, let's go with this capture now. At least the bishop is obstructed if this pawn recaptures. Okay. I think I got a take. And I guess we're going to take again on d5. Some hesitation there. Maybe they were considering knight takes c3. Alright, let's just play it really simple. I have nice bishop with my pawn structure. Bishop d3? Yeah, sure. Okay, let's go there. On knight f6, I'm going to play knight here. Just to sidestep any pin. Queen b4 I'm fine with. Queen d2, queen exchange, my king will be fine on this square. I think they're going to challenge my knight with knight d7. And or that move, huh? Okay, I think what's going to happen is they're going to kick my knight, and then after knight f3, bishop g4, but I could claim maybe a little bit of success in that they weaken their king by playing f6. I thought maybe c5 was an idea. Let's play rook c1. There aren't any tricks. Excuse me, there aren't any tricks against my bishop here. He's secure. This knight is a little bit of a pest. Let's go queen c2 and look to dislodge this knight. I'm threatening now f3. It's pretty serious. Okay. Well, probably just knight here. And I'm looking to yet again challenge this knight. Knight d2. Or knight h4. Given some time, I'd like to go forward with the minority attack. It seems like they're ignoring this idea. Yeah, I think that's a mistake now. After knight h4, let's consider for a moment. That was a very slow move, their last move, king in the corner. This is an unprotected piece. But I guess after knight here, they do have bishop d7. If I take, they take with the pawn, and my knight is a bit stranded. Okay. Can I play b4 here? Queen takes b4, then knight h4? I don't know about that. Knight d2 is a pretty simple approach. I'd like to, if we have a situation where both minor pieces are exchanged, it's going to be a race to see who can crack at the pawn structure right away. I'd like to have these guys a little further advanced, but that's kind of tough to get in. Let me start with maybe A3 and then B4. I still have this in mind, knight D2, B4, maybe knight H4. The knight can't move. He's pinned. Knight here, knight takes, bishop takes, they take my rook, so I was considering a rook move, but it seems pretty slow. Alrighty. This seems too slow. Let's challenge their knight. And if they play F5, G3, I weaken these light squares, but he could help out with defending. They're going straight in for that. How about I first play H3, actually? And then G3? Could do F3, F4, but then this is a forever, this is a target for forever. Be different if I could get a rook on E5 with a pawn on F4, but how do I ever make that happen? Well, they're not threatening F4 just yet. Let's get on with my minority attack. Way down on time. A4, B5, yeah. Okay. So now I could play F4 with tempo. Or maybe even first F3. Let's go with F3. Do F4 at some point. I need to break really soon on the queenside. On F4, I think I play here. They have the A file, but I have pressure on C6. If they take on B5, I don't know that I even recapture. Maybe rook C7. On rook E8, I have this. On queen E7, I think I'll have to play here. King F2 is met with queen H4. G3, queen takes pawn. So king F2, the queen always puts me in check. It's a very active move. Can't I just take, though? On C6 twice? I gotta move. I don't know. I guess they're gonna have to show me what I'm missing. They still need a flight square for their king, so he has a certain responsibility. Excuse me. A certain responsibility of defending the back rank. F4, E4, this pawn is unprotected. Their rook is unprotected. In fact, queen B4 hits both rooks, but they could then connect them. Oh, you know what move I like? This one right here. I was talking earlier about if I could get a rook here. Couldn't quite see how that would happen in the earlier position, but right here it's a different story. Alright, let's go with this. Release the pressure on E3. Go here. Oh, what am I doing? I gotta play bishop F1. If I played queen F2, there was rook takes bishop at the end, queen takes queen, and then rook takes bishop. I'm really in a giant knot here. I'm not quite sure how I untangle, to be honest. Yikes. Their queen is kind of short on squares, though, no? Queen h4, king h2. What move are they going to play here? I'm not sure how they improve their pieces. Maybe improvement is rook to e7, targeting g7, but their queen is there to defend. Get my queen on e5 and take on h6. Yikes. My rook is stuck on f2. My bishop's pinned. Bishop f3 at some point, an idea? Not so sure about that. Yeah, I understand. They're struggling to find a move. I'm struggling to even suggest a move for black, but they have a big time edge. They're really in the think tank here. I guess we'll go here. Queen takes f5. Hmm. 4 seconds is not a lot. I have this. I also have queen here to defend. Oh, they have that move. And then rook checks. I'm getting mated here. Yepper. Where's the mate? Oh, right here's mate. That'll do it. Yeah, I forgot that. They could just take and then enter. I don't have time for that check. Where in the world could I have done better? Alright, well, let's go back into it. Without the engine. Okay. So, Queen's Gambit declined. This exchange, 2 minor pieces. This is just an even position, but wondering right around here what I could have done better. Maybe this is already a little bit off. It's a half-open file, but I should be more direct with queen c2. But maybe even here I'm misplaying it some with this knight to e5 idea, because on castles, maybe this is already a possibility to change the structure. I can't take because I dropped my knight, and maybe I have to worry some about c4 one day, where they would have a 3 versus 2 on the queen side. Okay. So, I don't know if I would really go with rook c1 again. I could still shoot for this, maybe even at an early moment, like right now. Move, what is it? Move 13. Look for a3, b4. Although on a3, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a5. It takes some time to get in b4. It's tricky to get in b4, actually. The queen, pawn are there. If I'm playing rook b1, there's this clamping down a4 move. Okay. Shouldn't be bad, this position. It's most likely just even, but I have to come up with something better here. Is f3 necessary? If I'm not careful, there's this stuff. Pawn is pinned. I think that this is okay. And you know what, well, I was going to say, here's another reason not to have played rook to c1, because when I do get this b5 move in, their rook gets some activity, but I don't know, I'm up a pawn here. Played rook there, and they're getting doubled on the a file. I'm up a pawn, but this rook on f1 isn't playing. So if we do just a piece comparison here, they have, well, let's just say these two offset. They're playing with very active a3 rook versus my passive f1 rook. So what I'm doing right here is just trying to show some where there is some compensation for black. very active rook versus a rook that is not yet playing on f1. And the other factor is the queen positions, and maybe that's the biggest factor. Queen on d2 versus a black queen on g5. 5th rank queen versus a 2nd rank queen. They have some pressure here. I should be able to hold this, but yeah, it's clearly tricky. f4, was that really necessary? I'm just inviting them forward. Am I not? I have to do something different here. Played f4 and then h3, and then the queen is just entering closer. If I take here, there's rook here. I'd have to play bishop c2. And that's very awkward. Something like this. If I move my queen, I'm mated on g2. If I go here, there's rook c8. This really isn't a good idea, I don't think. Maybe I could hold on, but yeah, to work yourself into a pin like this, probably not a good idea. But I shouldn't have invited the queen into my position like this. I mean, h3 queen here. Yeah, you know, I was thinking I could play queen f2 to dislodge the queen, but I forgot. I'd be dropping the bishop. This is what I wanted to do. But I lose a piece. So that's no good. So I should do without h3 for sure. They're very active. This rook, you know what I was saying, that these two offset? I'm not sure I really like my rook here. He's defending this pawn, but as far as aggressive ideas for the rook, he isn't really doing anything. Like, this rook could always leave the back rank. And even if the bishop, let's just say, wasn't on this guarding this square, even if I am to get to the back rank, the king could always step up. This is only one attacking piece, so it's really of no bother to black. Queen g3. So right around here, I don't know. Not sure what I should have done different right around here. I'm up a pawn, but it's tricky. I don't know. What am I missing? Yeah, maybe it's now just busted because of this idea of taking twice here and then entering on a1. Yeah. They spent quite some time on this. Seems like a pretty good idea. Bishop e8 to there. Maybe I have to stop bishop to b5? Like queen to b4? Or maybe even queen b2, at least I'm threatening rook takes bishop and then take here. I'm also stopping bishop b5. This is defended. Maybe. Maybe I need to play queen b2 here. Okay, well, I ended up just getting mated here with that capture on f1. Alright, let's see what the computer is saying for this one. Let's put the arrows on board and see where we could improve. Okay. It's just a evenish position. Doesn't like rook c1, it does like queen c2, okay? Now queen c2. Knight h4, yeah, as mentioned, I didn't like this idea if I am going in for this capture and my knight's stranded. It doesn't suggest bishop takes knight, but it's kind of a weird follow-up. You play here, kick the bishop back, and now rook to e1 is the follow-up. I don't know about that. Okay. Yeah, tight game. Rook e1, I got on with b4. f3. I break. They enter. And so they shouldn't allow this capture on c6, but it's calling for a defensive c6. Take. They double. It's fine with f4. Bishop b1. That is an interesting move. Yeah, I'm going to remember a move like that now. That stabilizes my queen position. It stops rook to a2. And I could now consider h3 and queen f2. Also worth noting is that this queen is pretty short on squares. So I think in just a couple moves I'm really close to forcing a queen exchange. That's a tough move. Bishop to b1. But it stops the rooks from getting active. Can't get to the second. And if you get to the A file, or the A1 square, the first rank, not sure what that's really doing. Rook A1. It's queen C2. Looking to pick off the F5 pawn. Okay. Did not consider that. And yeah, as mentioned, if I go here, now I'm working myself into a pin. It's not fun. I'm up 2 pawns here, and it's about an even position, so yeah, you don't really go in for this kind of stuff. Look at this. How many pins are they taking advantage of? Let me show that line once more. Takes. Rook here, bishop c2, taking advantage of this pin, taking advantage of this pin. I have to do stuff like that. Wow. Yeah, so you really don't go in for that stuff. I played rook f2. And I guess they already have a shot with rook takes bishop. And then a check. Oh, wow. Oh, you have to block with the queen. Now that's interesting. So this is a tactic that we both missed here. After rook f2, the very moment that my king is more vulnerable on this first rank, they could already go in for this. Nice shot. Check. If I block with the rook, I'm getting mated. He's out of play. I'd have to pitch the queen. Cool shot. Rook takes bishop right now as soon as I play rook f2. Rook check, bishop f1. The game continues. They invested a lot of time on bishop there. I played queen c2, and now it's just busted. Yeah, I was eyeing up that f5 pawn. Even I pointed out queen b2, which is fine, but you know, it's tough. I'm up a pawn, but they have really good pieces, and I need to play a little bit better here defensively. Tactic we both missed there on d3, and then this final one here, just taking, and then a quick little king hunt. Okay. As usual, feel free to leave any feedback to this video in the comment section below, and I hope you got something out of it. That's all for now. Take care.